Racer H2O in Branson, Missouri, as we finish off and cap off the ProTunnel Series here in Branson, Missouri. Atop the leaderboard, holding on to a points championship as well. A man who is well known and a very fitting finish to a rich career. Number 1, US 1, Jim Robb. I tell you what, as we bring him in, Jim Robb in the US 1 boat this weekend, I tell you what, to be a part of a remarkable career, to have my piece, my slice, but to see it come to a full circle, a fitting end here in Branson, Missouri. Folks at Racer H2O, we're talking about a 4-decade-plus racing career, a legendary name, a rich family history, and of course a checkered flag moment from son to father, a first-place finish. Jim, you've got every reason to be proud, emotional, tears, whatever it is, my friend. You have earned all of it. Congratulations on a rich career and that first-place finish.
Thank you, Josh. Yeah, it was a pretty emotional weekend. You know, we had a couple of good heats yesterday. We had an engine problem, and today burned up a motor in the third heat, and I thought we were done. Got back to the pits, the crew, John Eddy, Dave McMurray, my son, my teammate, Larry Spencer, the guys all got out there and thrashed and got me back out to run. I couldn't believe we made it. And we ran okay. You know, we got a good start. I had to race against some of the best, and I had a little luck, and they had unluck, and I can't believe it. You know, it's shocking.
How does that make you feel? And before we get to the other moments that I think had us all about ready on the verge of tears, if we weren't crying, I know there's people out there that were doing that already. That grouping in the pits, everybody coming together to show you that love and support. I've seen it all year long. But what does it mean to you personally to have the guys come together to see fit that you were out there and you got your moment?
Unbelievable. You know, I raced with a good group of guys, and I have my whole life. This isn't just systemic or just, you know, the OPC category here. It's boat racers in general. You know, whether you like each other or not, you help each other. But on the race course, you're racers. But in the pits, you're buddies. But it was breathtaking to have my friends help me the way they did, and they've always helped me that way. I mean, I help them, they help me. You know, we're all a close family. It's not, you know, we're enemies. None of us are. We're racers. It's amazing.
Jim, also as well, I talk about the fact, I feel like I'm lucky and I'm blessed that I got to be able to come into Powerboat Nationals and be a part of the close of your career and get to know you as an individual and as a friend. I've loved every single bit of that. But out here on the water, we got the grouping come together, center of the lake. They got out of their boats, they stood up, they gave you that due ovation. The checkered flag was all yours. Take me inside that moment. How good was that surprise? Did you know that was coming, and what was that like to see that?
Had no idea it was coming. You know, it was unexpected and very emotional, very touching. I was in the boat, may have leaked some water out of my eyes, I don't know. May have been leaking the water like coming down the backstretch to the last turn because I figured it was done, you know. And yeah, but it was surprising. And then all the guys hopped off their boat, came over and hugged me. One of the highlights though, when I pulled up to the dock and Jimmy handed me the flag. My son Jimmy.
Jimmy Robb Jr. in 40 boat doing that racing. Yep. Carry on Dad's legacy, representing you in the best way possible, my friend. I know the waterworks are flowing already. I'm starting to get emotional as well. I think it's fitting as we close out with your career. I want you to be able to say your thank yous to your family, your crew that has worked with you all season long as we closed out your career. I'd love you to be able to say thank you to close out the interview, and any parting words of wisdom to the rest of these racers. Jim, this is your moment.
Oh, God, I guess I'd like to thank my parents, you know, my dad who's not with us, my mom. Even though she hated boat racing, she drove all the way from El Paso, Texas with my sister and my nephews to see me race yesterday. They couldn't stay today. My son Jimmy, you know, everybody, all my kids, all my racers, McMurray, John Eddy, you know, Jimmy Robb, Bumpin' Bobby, you know, all the guys that I've raced with in the modifieds. I had so many, I wouldn't know where to start, you know. There's a gentleman named Bud Parker, that's part of my team name, Parker Robb Racing Spencer. He's long past, but he was another influence in my life, you know. Dave Brill, you know, Ed Weiner, you know, Eric Vanover, and all the other guys that I've raced with through my 40 years. I don't know where to start, but I know my family, my friends, everybody has helped me along the way, everybody. Dan Bunting in the Powerboat Nationals, he has been gracious enough. When I had an incident here with the seawall here in May, I was pretty much done. I figured, well, you know, this is time to pack it up. Dan called and said, Jim, you know, I got this boat, you're welcome to use it. I'm like, well, I don't know, Dan. He said, no, I'll finish your season. So I did, because I had, you know, I won the US 1 last year, which was a big deal in APBA. and I wanted to run the whole season with that on my boat, and I got to do it, you know. So then I get here, and out on the railing out here on the water side, I didn't see it till like the second heat yesterday. I'm like, what the hell? It says parking for US 1. It's like kind of where I might have run into the seawall. I thought that was kind of funny, but that was our Powerboat Nationals guys doing that to me. But, you know, I plan on being around. I'm going to do some more stuff with racing. I won't be driving anymore. My son Jimmy will continue to race. He's a third-generation racer, too. And he's won numerous things, and it's fun to see. It was nice to have him here to be able to race this weekend. And that was a last-minute thing, too. Dan's like, hey, there's a boat that's empty here, Jimmy, and so we threw it together.
Racer H2O, a man, finishes his career on his terms. The points champion, first place podium finish, 4 decades in racing. The name Robb is going to be synonymous with powerboat racing from here on out.
You won the points championship too?
Hey, dude, seriously.
I didn't know that.
Right there at the top.
I knew it
You
was
had the
close.
lead going in. Right there at the end. Do I get to spoil it for you?
Oh, you spoiled. I didn't know. I knew going into it I had the lead, and I didn't know that till Thursday night. And then, like Mike Capadlo, I don't know where Mike is, but he was a major part of this whole deal. And he's like, Jim, that's a game changer. It's like, well, we got to finish every heat. And then here I didn't, you know, so I didn't know.
We
Thank you,
don't.
Mike.
We don't rush the man right here. Jim Robb, he sits atop the board, closes out his career on his terms, first place finish. This is Racer H2O as we bid Jim Robb a remarkable farewell.